comes up with big plays at the big moments.
A good block by Jesse Sapolo.
Touchdown 49ers!
Pinned him to his back.
Where'd that airplane come from?
And boom, he gets the block right there.
Superman. Remember that.
Well, we are incredibly grateful to be joined by two of the greats, two Polynesian Football Hall of Famers, Jesse Sapolu, Troy Polamalu, also a Pro Football Hall of Famer, both of Samoan descent. I was there on stage with you in Canton, Ohio.
I am a first-generation American Samoan and proudly representing my family's lineage to America through the NFL.
On that stage, in that moment, what was the power in that message to represent and announce your culture like that?
I think growing up Samoan, being raised Samoan, we represent something that's much bigger than ourselves. And not only do we represent our family, but really the culture, because our culture is almost like one gigantic family. I think not only representing that, but representing all the great Polynesian Samoan athletes. So it's just really a big blessing for me just to be part of kind of that lineage and carry on the heritage of what our culture represents through the NFL.
In 2013, you started the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame. Why?
I didn't even know we went back as 1946 with El Olotai. That surprised me. But somebody had to step up and try to get it started. And the great thing about the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame is that we're reaching back and honor those who came and go and continue to support our present stars. In a way, it brings us as a family together, and that's something we're very, very proud of.
Why is that so important? Because all of us have families. All of us say we respect our families. We honor the name, we wear on our backs and whatnot. But why is that such an entrenched part of the culture? Because the respect is immense.
That's what's instilled in us. We have a foundation of understanding that wherever you go, in front of millions of people and playing Super Bowls like Troy and I did, our family name and our culture is that badge of honor that we have to maintain. After we drove the ball to beat Cincinnati in Super Bowl 23, we scored with about 30-something seconds left.
Back to throw Montana. Steps up, throws. Touchdown!
Everybody was running around, but all I thought about was where I came from.
Faith seems to be a uniting bond. What about that element of the culture that also plays into everything you talk about?
It's the one constant that is built within our culture. Everything begins and ends with prayer. And I think when you have that strong spiritual foundation and you have almost a military mindset of discipline, it's a natural progression to be a football player. So, you know, these sort of things are really important because community, family is everything. Obviously, the underlying thing is having faith.
How many Polynesian players in the NFL when you played, Jesse?
My first year was 6. When we do scouting reports in the team meetings, I knew exactly which teams had Polynesians on it, you know. So if it's 4 weeks down the line, it's in the back of your mind. You look forward to that game because, you know, some of the guys you didn't know, it's a chance for you to introduce yourself and get to, because we have that brotherhood.
We're seeing more than 70 players of Polynesian descent are in the NFL, 3 projected starting quarterbacks. But what about not only the increased numbers, but Troy, we're seeing the skilled position players. What about just that progression, and what does that do to possibly break the dam for even more polys to be in the league?
But fewer and fewer safeties, it seems like.
Yeah, Talanoa.
And Talanoa Hufanga scored! Touchdown!
It's a great influence to all of the coaches in Hawaii that have had influence on Tua, had influence on Marcus. Football is obviously deeply embedded within our culture, and I think with that, though, is that we're leaders as well. And I think if you just look at the role within Polynesia within a team, they may not be the captains, but they're somehow the foundation or the bedrock of a lot of the teams, most importantly the cultures within the team. But you're also starting to see the influence of Polynesians as coaches in the NFL and understanding how important it is for them to be teachers now.